Motive can never be hidden.
Can never be hidden. So we have to have a good motive.
Right.
Because it cannot be hidden at the end. So why not to innovate and explore positive areas of life?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Game of Life. My name is Rosemary and I have here with me as usual Mr. Divank Shukla. Today we're going to be exploring loads of topics, but trust me, they're interesting topics. We're going to be exploring things like motive, patience, psychology. So I'm very excited to get into it. Are you excited?
Yeah, of course.
Let's start with the first one, which is motive. Now, before I get into the author's text, when people say motive, what comes to mind first?
Intention, what you are thinking, and whatever activities you are engaging in, what is the intention behind it?
So do you believe in that school of thought that says that there's a positive and a negative to everything?
Of course.
Does that qualify with motive as well?
Yeah, 100%. And motive is very important. And there are various variations of motive. Not only that it can be negative or positive in a gray or white or black format. Many motives can be there. And motives communicate.
Oh wow.
How they communicate when you are talking to someone, how they will communicate. Imagine I am not happy to see you, but I am smiling. What kind of smile I will have?
Sarcasm?
I may smile just to, like a plastic smile. It may not have the reality. But you will identify the motive.
How?
By the smile. So how you identify is not by way of words. Your aura gives a indirect signal to the other person of the motive.
So you mean that I should pay more attention to maybe body language or...
Even if you don't give attention, it's the game of life. Anyone who meets you, if you have an internal emotion but you have not expressed, they will somehow know. So there are two kinds of people. One is the intellectual people. So intellectual people will try to talk to you, and through your talks they will try to use, oh, why is she saying that? She should have said this. So by doing 1, 2, 3, 4 tests, they will say no, something is wrong in motive. But there is another category which is not intellectual but emotional. Emotional does not do calculation. They says, okay, we go with you. But later on he'll say, something is wrong in the heart. Something is wrong. I'm not comfortable.
I don't think that a lot of people take the time to actually, when they're communicating, I don't think a lot of people take time to actually understand in that moment what is, going on. Some people with instincts, I'll give it to them. But for most people, it's like, okay, we're having a conversation and all of that. So it's very hard to try to figure out the motive of others. But I mean, before we explore that, let's see the text. Who knows?
But I would put a caveat to you.
Okay, tell me.
It's hard in short term. Imagine
Right.
I want to do in 2 minutes. I want to know in 5 minutes. It's hard.
But continuously.
The reality finally uncovers. You may do a very good show. You can put a very good makeup, but the reality will also come.
So we're saying in essence, motive can never be hidden.
Can never be hidden. So we have to have a good motive.
Right.
Because it cannot be hidden at the end. So why not to innovate and explore positive areas of life?
Okay. Now let's see what the author has to say. Curious questioning and serious thinking are the meritorious manner.
So I think this is very important, that when you are questioning, you are trying to delve deep into the subject matter. Curious questioning and serious thinking. You are really serious for the subject matter.
Is this encouraged to do?
Yes,
something
yes.
you should always
It is
do?
meritorious. That means that
Gives you
person
merit.
is, yes, it will give you merit by adding more skills. It will give you more merit by having right connection. Imagine I am asking a very serious question. The subject matter expert will appreciate. He will say, oh, this guy knows the subject well.
So you're saying that you're encouraging people to take the time to actually go deep,
Go deep.
no matter what it is.
Yes.
Be curious about questions, and then you get a merit out of it.
And
That's what you're
ask
saying.
questions. Some people do serious thinking, but they
Do
don't ask.
serious thinking and be curious to ask good questions.
Yes.
Can you please help us connect this to motive?
Motive is, imagine I am questioning just for questioning's sake. I am trying to question you by showing my own intelligence. So I am not interested in you or your answers. I am questioning to show my own intelligence.
I know more.
So that is a problem.
Right.
Curious questioning is there, but serious thinking is not there.
Right.
The whole perspective of asking a question and serious thinking is to improve oneself. And sometimes you ask serious question to help the crowd also to have a understanding or come on the same page. That also can be there for a public benefit. From a charitable perspective, you ask the question so that everyone gets the subject matter clarified.
It says the furious performers and the spurious service are the mischievous motives.
So now the motives has come and the mischievous part has come. So furious performance means, going overboard, trying extra, but with a wrong motive. And spurious service is you are trying to be extra polite, more service oriented, but your intention is something else. You can very easily relate it to, you can say, political people. So one time Arnold Schwarzenegger, we ran for a governor election in US, and they said you are a good actor and a good politician. He said, what a joke. A good actor is somebody who is different from his own personality because he carries that persona. And what about the politician? It's the same. So you are committing, but real commitment is not there. You are trying to be extra sweet. So this is motive is a problem.
So you're saying that people could act a certain way, do the right things, say the right things, and their motive could be wrong.
How is it possible? No, it's
No.
the reverse way.
So
If motive is wrong, activity and speech, still you can manipulate.
So that's what I'm trying to say. People could be manipulative in the way they talk,
Yes.
in the actions that they do, but their motives.
What you started with the whole discussion is, it is difficult to identify motive. You started with that. So a person is polite, very customer oriented. You are not able to get the motive clearly. You are thinking, oh, he's a very good hearted person. But that good hearted person after 2 years, 3 years may have cheated. And then you say, okay, that was a trap actually. So this is where you started with the point is exactly what is written. I am coming in the name of charity, but what is my intention inside is maybe money making, maybe profitability, maybe exploitation. That is what he's writing. So what is the thing is, don't be skeptical. I'm meeting you. I'm not meeting you with open heart. I'm skeptical. Oh, why is she saying this way? No, he's not saying that. He is saying make an awareness in your mind. With the awareness, with a natural intent, you meet people. They themselves will tell you the motive.
So on the receiving end, right? Say you're having a conversation with me, or maybe you're Gen Z will say you're gassing me up. You're telling me things about me, making me sweet talks and all of that. On the receiving end, are you saying we all have to be cautious?
So it's not cautious driven by fear. It's awareness. It's a neutral state of awareness. And very nicely you said Gen Z, so it came to my mind. People, who join jobs. Some of the bosses may say, oh, you are very important for me. You are the star. After 6 months, when you have learned everything out of the game, you say, we find a new star. And that guy is gone or maybe chopped also. So that is a problem, because the motive of telling you a star means enriching and helping him to grow, and then he will contribute to the company also.
Right. Okay. So it says negotiate with negativity. I don't understand. And initiate with the positive.
So basically, I am going to office and somebody said something negative on the way or wrote to me in the WhatsApp.
Negotiate, pick it or leave it. I like that.
See, what is the level? Can it affect your mood for the whole day? You have so many deliveries for your things. Can you allow it to affect? It can be official, it can be personal, it can be anything. Or imagine you are seeing in YouTube a politician issue and you got the negativity from YouTube. Nowhere you are connected with the family or office. Negotiate means, first of all, assess. What is the matter? What is the size of the matter? How much it will affect me in my personal life? Then give importance.
I was even going to say, let's bring that to one's motive. Say you have someone, having a conversation or engaging in some sort of deal with you or whatever, and then you've assessed and you know that this person's motive is not right, but you know that playing it cool might be for the better good. Is that advice? So is that sort of negotiating with the negative to say, well, I know your motive is wrong, but for the greater good. So
Wow.
I feel like
It's also a very good interpretation, because there are all types of people in the world.
But that
and
doesn't mean
you cannot eliminate people, or you cannot eliminate your interactions with them. They are there, but where is the change expected? Change is within us.
within us, yes, because you said
So
that
your
several times.
assessment of motive is very important.
Yes.
How will you assess? Not with a skeptical mind or a fear mindset. If you are
thinking.
deep thinking, serious
Serious
thinking.
question.
Very good.
Okay. Now, is it good of being an altruistic? Did I get that?
Yes.
Altruistic.
Altruistic. Yes.
But the self-help is better than the altruism. I'm not
So
sure.
altruism means selflessly working for the cause, but sometimes at our own expense. So I am trying to, imagine, feed 100 people, but for the whole day I was also hungry, and I fainted at the end because of lack of food. So he is saying, don't do that. First is self-help. Make yourself strong. Like in a flight we see, when you are having lack of oxygen, the first announcement is put mask on yourself, then put on the child or the baby. Why?
You have to save yourself in order to save.
Because when you are vibrating, there is a possibility you couldn't put even on the child properly.
Yeah.
So more you are stable, more you can help and support the society. So he is saying altruism is good, but self-help is better. To my understanding is, imagine you are there in the office and somebody wanted a help. Okay, can you help me with
so
the
that
concept?
doesn't mean it is at your own expense. That's what I was trying to say.
Correct.
Good. It says make use of the psychological moment when it does occur, but never care of the little moments.
So what he is saying is, imagine you have a big gain. You did something extraordinary, and because of the extraordinary, you got extraordinary results also. Probably the company saw you and said, oh, you are the star, let's pay you double salary. Now out of double salary, what happened? You jumped so high that finally you had such a big party that you had a plaster in next day morning. So he says, don't do that. When you have an emotional high, channelize your emotions, temper it down, channelize it, use that energy, not to spoil yourself, but to propel further.
Right.
Secondly, he is saying is, imagine I am going to office and it's a rainy season, some of the stuff spilled onto me. So is it not natural in a rainy season? It's natural.
Yeah.
Is it not possible? Yes,
It's
possible. But you spoil the whole day out of it. Oh God, it's a very bad day. It was raining high and then something spilled on.
It goes back to negotiating the negative.
And he's saying, let the small moment be small.
Don't
overblow a small. Because you read Bible a lot of times, grain of faith. If you have a grain of faith, you can move mountains. But don't make a grain of problem into a mountain. This is what he is saying. Let it be small.
Do you have any last words about motive before we move to patience? I think it correlates very nicely, right? Motive, patience. Do you have anything to say?
Good motive is gold. You don't have to do too much of makeup, show off, extra sweetness. If you have good motive, you can be assured you will be sold in the market. People will try to partner with you. People will try to have long-term relationships. If they leave you, they will return back and partner again with you. But the shortcut way, which is imitation jewelry, has a very big problem. The problem is you are trying to be having extra glow, but that's only for short term. The moment you go to a jeweler, he says it's fake. Now either I can go to police or I can give you very less amount. You are too much flying in the air.
Let's use an example which I think will go perfectly into patience. What do you do when you come across people who do not appreciate your good motives? So you're trying, you have good motives towards work, towards anything, but there are certain people that are just difficult that do not appreciate your good motives. Don't answer that. We'll take that into the next one, which is patience. I think it will align perfectly.
Very good.
So we're going to stop here and we will continue with part B, where we'll be talking about patience. Please do stick with us. Thank you.